It was an ordinary evening in October 2014 when 19-year-old college student Kaitlyn Davis walked out of her dormitory in a quiet American town. She was last seen on CCTV cameras at exactly 9:47 p.m., wearing a dark hoodie and carrying her backpack. The cameras recorded her walking past the front gate of the campus, and then, nothing. No footage after that. No eyewitnesses. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. Kaitlyn wasn't the kind of girl who would simply disappear. She was a second-year psychology major, close to her parents, and popular among her friends. In fact, the very night she disappeared, she had spoken to her roommate about an upcoming exam. But when police searched her room later, they discovered a diary lying open on her desk. And inside, one chilling line seemed to jump out at them: "If something happens to me, it won't be an accident." That one sentence immediately transformed a possible runaway case into a suspected abduction. The investigation began with standard procedures. Police traced Kaitlyn's phone records. The last call she made was at 9:30 p.m. to her best friend, Hannah, telling her she'd be back soon. But Hannah never heard from her again. Then, just 2 days later, Hannah received a text message from an unknown number: "She is gone forever." The number was traced, but it was registered under a fake identity and routed through multiple prepaid burners, making it impossible to track. Investigators were baffled. News of Kaitlyn's disappearance spread like wildfire. Local media covered every development, and within days, national outlets picked up the story. On Twitter, the hashtag #JusticeForKaitlyn began trending, and thousands of strangers shared photos of her, hoping someone had seen her. Candlelight vigils were organized in town, her parents appeared on TV pleading for information, and pressure mounted on the police. But despite hundreds of tips, no solid lead emerged. A month later, a hunter stumbled upon a torn backpack deep inside the woods about 15 miles from campus. It was weathered by rain but still intact. Inside were Kaitlyn's textbooks, a small wallet, and a red scarf. That scarf quickly became the center of the investigation because Kaitlyn had been seen wearing it in multiple photos, including those in her diary. Forensic tests revealed something chilling: traces of blood. But it wasn't Kaitlyn's. It belonged to an unidentified male. Even more disturbing, written across the fabric of the scarf in what appeared to be Kaitlyn's handwriting were the words, "Don't trust him." The message only deepened the mystery. Who was him? Was it someone she knew? A boyfriend? A professor? Or a complete stranger? Investigators began digging into her personal life. They discovered Kaitlyn had been casually dating an older man from town, but his alibi checked out. They also questioned a professor she had reportedly been close to, but again, no evidence connected him to the case. Each suspect turned into another dead end. Meanwhile, internet sleuths built their own theories. Some believed Kaitlyn had been lured into a human trafficking ring. Others thought she might have stumbled upon something illegal on campus, maybe a drug network, and was silenced because of it. A darker theory suggested the diary and scarf messages might have been staged to confuse investigators. Could Kaitlyn herself have left clues, knowing her abductor would never expect her to fight back in such a subtle way? As months turned into years, the case grew colder. The FBI eventually got involved, but without a body, without new evidence, and without credible witnesses, progress was painfully slow. Kaitlyn's parents never gave up. They kept her story alive through interviews, podcasts, and even a documentary series that aired on Netflix in 2018, drawing millions of viewers and reigniting public interest. Yet still, the central questions remained unanswered: where was Kaitlyn? Who was responsible? And what did "don't trust him" truly mean? Every anniversary of her disappearance, the town holds a candlelight vigil. Friends, family, and even strangers gather with photos of Kaitlyn, sharing stories of her laughter, her dreams, and her kindness. At each vigil, her mother speaks the same heartbreaking words: "Somebody out there knows something. Please, give us closure." The Kaitlyn Davis case remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. A promising young woman vanished, leaving behind only fragments of evidence: a diary, a message, a scarf, and a town forever haunted by the truth they may never fully know. For true crime followers, this case represents both the terror of the unknown and the enduring hope that one day, someone, somewhere, will finally come forward with the truth. As investigators dug deeper into Kaitlyn's life, disturbing details began to surface. Friends recalled that in the weeks before her disappearance, she seemed increasingly paranoid. She would often check over her shoulder, once even telling her roommate that she felt like someone was following her. Police also uncovered messages on her laptop where she confided to a close friend that a man she recently met had been showing up at unexpected places, outside her classes, at the library, even near her dorm late at night. At first, she brushed it off as coincidence, but her diary entries painted a different picture. Lines like "he doesn't want me to talk about this" and "I'm scared of what he'll do" suggested she was being stalked. Yet frustratingly, she never mentioned his name. This missing piece of the puzzle left detectives chasing shadows, wondering if Kaitlyn herself had tried to protect someone she knew, or if she had been too afraid to reveal his identity. If you need anything more to know about Kaitlyn's life, let me know. I will tell you about Kaitlyn's life story.